the space zoom is a scam. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Asato here with another video. Now, some of you kings have been wondering about my upload schedule. Well, let me lay it out real clear. I upload these sorts of videos every Monday. Okay, if there's something I want to say sort of between these main videos, then I will throughout the week. But in general, I'm gonna keep uploads to once a week because I started a new job and there's a lot of other things to get done. So I can only really do one full video a week. Once I get a bit more into the rhythm, I hope to get into a 2 times a week schedule and then bump it up as we go on based on what you guys like. So stay tuned for that. Last week I told you that I have switched away from iPhone into the world of Android. I told you that I bought a Galaxy S20 Ultra, and I also promised you a review. And this was meant to be that review. Today's video was meant to be my first impressions, my review of the Galaxy S20 Ultra. But I returned it. I returned the Galaxy S20 Ultra and got a different phone. I'm going to tell you about that other one in a second, but the S20 Ultra was one of the biggest disappointments over the past few years in my life. One of the biggest disappointments of my life. Because I had this image of, hey, you know, Samsung, they're like the Apple of the Android world, aren't they? They're meant to have everything figured out. They have their own ecosystem. People are telling me, hey, there's this Samsung ecosystem. You can connect it with a Windows device. They got their own earbuds and all that. I thought they have a smooth experience. I thought that, hey, with Samsung, it should just work. I shouldn't be doing all this bullshit with flashing custom ROMs or something to make it a functional device. But I was wrong. Here's the thing. Samsung is guilty of some real bad marketing. Real deceptive marketing. First thing I'd like to talk about is the chipset. Samsung is one of the, I think they're the only manufacturer who does this. They ship 2 versions of their phones with 2 completely different processors inside. The United States and Korea get Snapdragon. That's the normal, like, sort of flagship level SoC that most Android phones have, right? The most powerful one right now is the Snapdragon 888. Last gen it was 865, and that's what the Galaxy S20 series have. But not in Europe. No, in Europe and in India as well, we get Exynos. Those are Samsung's own chips, the ones they've designed themselves, sort of their own version of Apple's, you know, A-series chips. Sort of Samsung silicon kind of shit, if you know what I'm talking about. Well, that's kind of how I saw it. I thought, hey, I'll be getting this sort of Samsung silicon level shit. I'll be getting this European silicon. Exynos, it sounds badass, doesn't it? I thought, yeah, okay, they're selling for the same price. They can't be significantly worse, can they? If they're slower, then they gotta last longer or run cooler or something. There's gotta be some upsides to having an Exynos chip. Well, there aren't any. There are no upsides to the Exynos chip. All the reviews I watched on the S20 Ultra, turns out they were reviewing the Snapdragon unit. All the claims of all-day battery life or 2-day battery life, all Snapdragon. All the camera tests, all Snapdragon. So imagine my disappointment when I pull out a phone, a flagship phone, and it's slow. Like literally noticeably slow. It stutters. It sometimes freezes up. It takes longer to open pages than, you know, even some older phones do. Like this is a Nokia 7 Plus. In many cases, the S20 Ultra felt slower than this. No cap. And then imagine my shock when the battery is dead in a few hours. When it heats up while taking video, it gets uncomfortably hot. That is something I just couldn't possibly bear and not something I wanted to keep my money in. So just for the chip alone, I think it's a reason to avoid Samsung in Europe and India altogether. Altogether, just avoid that shit. Move it away. There are plenty of manufacturers to choose, but that's not all. It's not just the chips. The deceptive marketing goes much further. The Galaxy S20's flash feature, its killer feature, is the 100x zoom. 100x space zoom. Fuck yeah, we're looking at the moon now. Right? No. The space zoom is a scam. The actual camera lens, the telephoto space zoom lens, is just a 4x. It's a 4x camera. And I mean, that would be impressive. At 4x, it shoots nice telephotos. Like telephotos? Yeah, a nice, like, 4x photos. Right? It does. And I think it can rival iPhones. But it's not 100x. It's not even 50x. If you try to zoom in at 100x, what it actually does is it just crops into that 4x image. There's a 4x image and it just crops in until it's at 100x. And let me tell you, that's not 100x. But that is still not it. Here's the thing. When Apple announced the iPhone 12, there were people, trolling like, hey, look at Samsung. They got 1440p, 120 hertz. What's up with that? Why don't you increase the refresh rate on your iPhones? And at that point, I fell for the meme. I was like, yeah, dude. What's up? I opened the S20 Ultra spec sheet, 1440p, 120 hertz. I look at the marketing, 1440p, 120 hertz. And if you're not in the loop right now, you might be thinking, hey, what's wrong with 1440p, 120 hertz? You might be thinking, yeah, that sounds like those are good specs. You might be thinking, hey, I wouldn't mind some of that 1440p, 120 hertz action. That's what you might be thinking. And you would be wrong. Because you would be uninformed. Just as I was just a week ago. When I got the S20 Ultra, I pull it out of the box. It doesn't feel 120 hertz and it doesn't look 1440p either. That's right. Doesn't look as sharp as my iPhone did. Doesn't look as smooth as my iPhone did. And I'm at a loss. I go into the settings and I see that both 1440p and 120 hertz are disabled. Out of the box, it's 1080p 60. I'm like, okay, I guess they're trying to save battery. Good on them. I'll just pull this up to 120 hertz. Boom. Hey, that's nice. It's smooth. I'm happy that it's smooth, but it's not really that sharp yet. It's not really at 1440p sharpness. So I go into the resolution tab. I select 1440p or QHD plus or whatever they call it. And it tells me that you can't do that at 120 hertz. That's right. Apparently Samsung pulled a little fast one on you. They pulled a fast one on me. They're marketing it at 1440p 120 hertz, but the display can only be either 120 hertz or 1440p. So if you want to run at 1440p, you gotta keep to a 60 hertz refresh rate. If you want to run at a 120 hertz refresh rate, you gotta settle for 1080p. And I mean, honestly, that's not so bad. But the marketing lied to me. The marketing lied to me, and I don't like being lied to. Because integrity is very important to me. And if a company doesn't have integrity, I don't want to work for them. I don't want to buy from them. I don't want to even have anything to do with them. And that's kind of how I feel about Samsung right now. Because that's 3 instances of deceptive marketing that I noticed on my first day of using the phone. But what alternatives do we have? What else can I get? Do I go back to the iPhone? Can I really do that? No. I had to find something else. Because I knew that this is the advantage of Android. The freedom to choose. If I don't like Samsung's newest phones, I don't like their newest marketing, I don't like whatever direction they're going in, I always have the chance, the opportunity, and the ability to go with a different manufacturer and not lose all my data, not have to move over all my accounts like I'm having to do now with the iPhone. No, it's very simple. I can just choose any manufacturer and have all my Play Store apps with me. Transfer like this. There's Huawei and Xiaomi, which are in those blacklists now, so I kind of want to avoid those. Then there's Nokia, and before my first iPhone, I had a Nokia 7 Plus, and I actually still own it. But they've kind of gone quiet recently, so they don't really offer any phones that I'd be interested in nowadays. And then there's Sony. I used to own a Sony sometime in 2014. I won a little game development competition, and I used the money to buy a phone. So Sony holds a special place in my heart, but they also seem kind of dying lately, and I don't want to hop onto a brand which is not going to support the phones in terms of software for long. And that's where we get to OnePlus. See, my little brother, he has a OnePlus 7 Pro, and that thing is impressive. Let me tell you outright. That phone is impressive. It's a very brave phone, right? Because it doesn't have a notch. It doesn't have a cutout. And it has a very thin bezel. So the way they put the front-facing camera is they put it into a sliding-out motor thing. So whenever you need to use the front-facing camera, it just slides out from the top. It's like a pop-up. I'm not sure if I would like that myself, but just as a move from a company, it looks really nice. The operating system, the skin, is also very clean. There's no 2 email apps, 2 internet apps, 2 launchers, whatever that Samsung puts in their phones. There's no Bixby. It seemed very clean. Oxygen OS. So I gave OnePlus a shot. Went to the shop and I picked up a OnePlus 8 Pro. Of course, I got it used, and whenever I buy something, I try to get it used because, saving the environment, saving your money. But that's beside the point. Thing is, I had a good deal on it. It was in perfect condition. It still has warranty, and it blew me away. It had a flagship Snapdragon 865 processor, the same processor that the American version of the S20 Ultra has. It has a 120 Hz 1440p screen, the feature that Samsung were advertising on their phone but couldn't deliver. This phone had it. The OnePlus 8 Pro seems to have great battery for now, and I haven't noticed any downsides with it yet, aside from the curved edges. Of course, I'll be doing a proper review on the OnePlus 8 Pro in a week or two because I want to have some more time with the phone and kind of give you my real thoughts. But I'm going to tease you a little bit and tell you that I sold my iPad. That's right, my iPad Pro, I sold it because the OnePlus 8 Pro, as opposed to the iPhone 12, did a few things that made the iPad redundant. So stay tuned for some of that. Overall, if you live in Europe or in India or anywhere where Samsung sells Exynos chip-equipped phones, do not buy them. If you're going to buy them, only buy the Snapdragon versions. Though in general, I'd suggest you stay away from Samsung because it's not nice to support companies which lie to their customers. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm blowing this out of proportion, because I sometimes tend to do that. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any more of my content. Have a great day. My name's Asato, and I'm out.